no advantage regardless of what side of the ball you're playing on, right? Just get one stance and perfect the pulling techniques coming out of that stance. Here's what the stance that I'd like to teach you looks like, right? You start off and realize that the wider you get your feet, the more stable you become, the harder it is to move you, right? It's not exactly what we're looking for, right? We want mobility and balance. So if your feet are just slightly wider than your armpits, that's what I'm looking for, right? So you're going to be very comfortably with your feet spread. I'd like you to stagger your right foot so that your right toe is even with your left heel, right? And now one of the important things about the stance, which is a nitpick for me, is that I want a slight pigeon toe in your feet, all right? Your heels are just outside of your toes. And if you feel this, if you do that, you'll feel the quads come right into the action of your feet, or how your feet set up. You'll feel the big muscle groups in your quads, your thighs, right? You'll feel them tense up a little bit, and now you'll feel the tension come off of your quads, and if you do more hip now, or you do all hip and less quad. So we want the hips and the quads to work together, and the way to do that is foot position. So you have a slight pigeon toe, and it's so slight that you probably look at my feet and say, well, shoot, his toes are straight ahead. That's about as slight as I want that pigeon toe. Just enough to feel the tension come into the quads, all right? I want you to bend over at your waist so that your back is parallel to the ground and your face is up so you can see me. I want your free wrist. If you're right-handed, I want your left wrist on your knee so that it can't bear weight. If you put your elbow there, you're going to put weight on that knee, and that means you have to take the weight off before you can move your foot, and that's going to make a slower pull or make you slower coming out of your stance regardless of what you're trying to do. All right? So I want the wrist, so it just looks like you're bearing weight. It's fake. You know, it's just not comfortable or practical. You won't do it. And then from here, I want you to reach out and you just touch the fingertips on the grass. Right? It is a fake point. Right? It is a non-weight-bearing point. Right? All the weight in your stance should be in the balls of your feet. This foot should be flat, and your staggered foot should be as flat as possible, depending on how much flexibility you have in your ankle. Right? So you're right in here. That's what your stance should look like. Now this gives you balance. All the weight is inside your feet and on the balls of your feet. And the biggest thing about this now is this is excellent for getting you out of the hole, excellent for taking advantage of angles, and at the same time, it's not like you can't go straight ahead in this stance. All right? Now if we get the short yardage and goal line, I'll change your stance, and we'll do that a little bit later on in the camp here. Right? But for right now, this is the way I would like you to have this type of stance, right there. Right? Now let's pick yourself out, back yourself up so that you don't have any knees. Don't let your gut squeeze your knees out there. Get them underneath you. All right? Your thighs should run straight up or perpendicular line of scrimmage. All right? You drop your hips a little bit more and reach your right hand out there. All right? But don't put weight on. Pick that right hand up now without. See how you have to lean back to do it? All right? Get your knee out, son. Very higher than your shoulders. You want your back flat.
Don's got his camp coming up soon.
Stretch your
last week in August.
Stagger your right hip, your right foot. Before we get to the surface again, let's talk about the pulling. Right? Two ways to pull in this system. Or actually, there's two ways to pull in all of football. One is to take an open step pull, which means that if I want to pull to my right, I'm going to take my right toe, I'm going to point it to the sideline, I'm going to open my toe, open step pull, and I'm going to step. That means I gain ground with it. That means if my right foot starts here, I'm going to gain 8 to 10 inches for that first step. Right? So it's an open step pull. You have to understand when you get involved with pulling, it's a total body movement. Right? It's just not your foot or your lower body doing it and your arms stay dead, you don't move your shoulders. It is dynamic and it is quick, and you've got to be an athlete and you have to be very efficient, because the reason why your alignment is because you can't run 4-4 to 4-6. Alright? And because of that, you know that there's guys behind you that can. Right? So that means you got to know the snap count, and you got to get out in front of these guys with this system in order to lead them down the field and do what the system needs you to do. So efficiency in all of your techniques is extremely important. Right? You have to understand that technique can multiply your abilities as a football player. It can make you more powerful, it can make you quicker, it can make you faster. If you really work on these things, it makes you a better football player. Right? No question about it. So your open stance is just like this. Now, how does your body come involved? Well, it's simple. Right? This is a spin type of a movement. Right? It is a step, and a spin type of a movement. Now, all of you have had basic physics, I'm sure. And you know the term centrifugal force, right? And the closer something is to its axis, the faster it spins around that axis. So the way to be faster is to pull with your arms tight. If there's an axis down the middle of your body and I want to twist or spin to my right, I'm going to do it by keeping my body tight. So I don't mean tight from the standpoint of cramping in there, but I mean, tight from the standpoint of not being spread out. Because if you keep your arms out here, then your body spins slower, right? So what I want to do is, from a good stance, is as I take that step and open it, I'm taking this elbow and kicking it straight back, and this arm shoots right through. So, boom, all right in there. That's a one-step pull to the right. Now, if you're pulling to the left, we can help you do that a little bit faster by bringing your feet a little bit closer to parallel. So if I'm going to pull to the left, I just taught you toe to heel. I'll go toe to instep, maybe toe to ball of the foot. Now this is something that the defense really, this is so slight of an adjustment that a defensive player won't look at your feet and say, hey, he's pulling left. Right? You still have a stagger, and defensive players are stupid anyway. All right? They'll never look at that kind of stuff. All right? So you're in here like this, you got your slight pigeon toe. Just that little bit of bringing it closer to balance will allow you to pick it up and get this hip out of the way and use the same body action we just talked about. So that you're here, you want to pull left, it's boom, all right? Just sit your fanny down and get that leg out of there. So it's pull right, boom. Pull left, boom, just like that, all right? Stretch it out. Because you want to maintain the ability to unload without having to adjust your center of gravity all the time, right? If I want you to pull way out there, yeah, you should stand up because you're going to be able to more efficiently run faster if you're higher in your body. That's why sprinters get up there when they run 100-yard dashes, because that's the way the human runs the fastest, not cramped over. But you guys are going to do a lot of what you're asked to do within 5, 6, 7-yard areas. That's not enough time to pull, stand up, and run, come back down, strike a blow, and climb up to the guy. So your center of gravity, if they put it on a graph, would be going like this the whole time. That takes away your power, takes away your efficiency of movement. So you want to stay down there. So let's do it one more time, and I want to see all of you keep your chest right on that thigh pad when you pop that thing. One step bird dog to the right. Ready? Set, go! Stay low. Throw the arms and stay low. Because pivot means that you keep your foot in the ground. You don't do that. It's slow. Right? Pick it up and put it down, and you pivot in the air with your foot, but you don't gain ground. Right? So that a crossover pivot or a crossover pull is a faster pull. Because if I take one step on an open pull, I gain 8 inches, 12 inches. Right? If I take one step on a crossover, remember, this is not a step, it's a weight change. So my first step is here. And now I can take a full 2 to 3 foot step, and I can get out of the hole faster. Right? That's why when you see guys stealing bases from first to second or whatever, you'll always see a weight change in crossover. You never see the guy go boom. All right? Because it's a shorter first step. Now, we use a crossover when traffic's not involved. Right? And as we go through this week, you'll see that there'll be times where you're going to pull as a quarterback. You got to worry about a quarterback reverse pivoting. You got to worry about a fullback coming through on waggles. You got to worry about belly fakes and things and off the options, things of that nature. So I don't really have a specific, I don't really harp on this, but I tell my kids, I said, look, if there's going to be a guy that crosses your face in the course of this play, then that first step should be an open pull, because you'll see things right away, right? It's under control, and your speed can be gauged with it. When you're trapping and you know people are double teaming and things are being cleared so that you can get inside out on another defensive lineman, then that should be a crossover, because you want to get there as fast as you can. You want to build up speed on this guy so you can wobble him. You want to get there faster so you can shock him so he doesn't read inside and see you. A lot of reasons for wanting the speed. So now you can just weight change and climb right up inside the line of scrimmage and have a great inside-out angle on this guy and be faster with a crossover pull. All right? So now I want to drill the crossover, and your upper body action is the same.